So, Trump heading out to the magical world of Alaska. Been there on a cruise. Wasn't as exciting as trying to end a massive war. I liked Alaska, though. I'll tell you that. If you're going to do one cruise, Alaska's it. If you do one, do Alaska. Let me tell you what's going to happen this weekend. Nothing. Trump, I'm going to go, feel him out, see what he does. They're going to go. There's nothing that can happen. There isn't. Unless he can get him to give up everything. What did you say yesterday, Ken, that he wanted him to demilitarize Zelensky?
Yeah, Putin wants Ukraine to demilitarize, denazyize, as he said.
What's the reason we start war first time? Oh, denazi. Get rid of the Nazis. Okay.
Yeah, so, and then you've got Zelensky, who says we're not giving up any land.
No. Well, you're going to have to. But Trump's saying you're just going to face the consequences. No, he isn't, because we don't. Trump doesn't want to look and honestly say, all right, I'm going to hit India with stuff that is so insane that or we're just going to just completely stop trade with India, because we won't. We can't. It hurts us, then it hurts chances of being reelected. And he's not going to do anything when it comes to Japan or any of these other things. So it doesn't matter. Those are his recourses. Either you tell him, okay, here's the deal, Pooter. If you're going to do this and you don't want to throw more money at it, because let's remember, the whole thing is, America first, we're not going to give any more money. We want to get out of this thing, whatever. He wants his Nobel Peace Prize, and it's sad. I don't think he would get one. I think if he came up with the peace process in Israel, he may have a shot. But that's a big if, because it's such a political thing anyways. So I don't know what I guess you could tell the Pooter, all right, man, if you're not going to do this, then we have no choice. I'm going to have to just start giving them every weapon that they ask for. And we're not going to do the slow roll like Biden did. That's the other recourse. And I don't think Trump wants that. I think Trump's best bet is I got to go. Because Trump understands who's got the upper hand. Putin has no reason. While their economy has struggled at times, it's not been as bad as it could, because outside of hitting the oligarchs with big sanctions, there's not a lot going on. There's not a lot you can do, because they can go around. They could buy from here. They could buy from there. They could buy from here. They could sell there. They could sell there. And you don't have a choice. And if I'm Trump, you know what I'm doing? I'm sending my people over there, and I'm having them talk to other politicians in Ukraine going, look, you could have gotten out of this a long time ago. You didn't. You tried to bite off more than you could chew because you thought that the ride was going to go on forever, and you fought your ass off. Don't take that away from them. You guys have done everything. We will assure you that if you give up this area, this land, whatever it is, the Donbass region, a few other places, you're going to get back a couple other things, but those are like throwaways compared to what you're giving up. But we do assure you that we will back you if he does something in the future. But this is what you're going to have to give up.
Didn't we kind of make that promise once already?
We did. It didn't go well. That was the other guy.
Oh, it was the other.
This one needs to be a little bit more bindy-ish. Because the other one was like, well, we said it, but we didn't really mean it. It's like, I didn't know. I didn't see it. You guys didn't get it notarized.
We had our fingers crossed behind our back.
Yeah, you guys didn't get it notarized. That's kind of what's going to happen. And that's the best. Man, you are playing poker with somebody who's got a royal flush. And you've got goofy cards that don't match. There's the suits are all different. You've got nothing going for you. You're playing Uno at this point. I mean, it's that bad. It is. That's why I would, while talking to Zelensky, I would be sending over the Witkoff types to get on the ground. Even somebody like, well, you can't send Lindsey Graham over.
He wants to bomb everything.
Yeah, he does. You need to send over people that you think, okay, go talk to these politicians and talk to his cabinet. Talk to the people that can get around him and make him understand that this is the best way of stopping this. And we're gonna give you the other thing you want, security in knowing that an attack on you, you're not going to be in NATO, but knowing that an attack on you will be an attack that we will back up. And we mean it this time. Like last time, we Lucy'd you with Charlie Brown and the football. We won't do that this time. We totally did, too. When you think about it. It was kind of like not a cool thing. So, it is, it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting to see. What did he say? I think Trump, Ray said, I think Trump should go Friday and meet Putin and tell him he's going to allow Ukraine to enter NATO. Well, I think that's also the other thing. They'll probably tell you, look, on the back, we'll sign it in invisible ink.
But NATO's going to say, no, he's not.
Yeah, because they're going to get dragged into it. But we'll sign it in invisible. When Putin's dead, we'll allow you guys to get in NATO. There you go. That's the best we're going to do, and we'll protect you if anything goes sideways right now.
I mean, wasn't this buffer, if you will, this was on purpose? NATO didn't want Ukraine for a reason.
Yeah, they didn't want it. They wanted the buffer just like they did.
Yeah, exactly.
But they screwed with him. Well, you know what? NATO didn't screw so much with him the way that I think he was always looking for an excuse. His problem is he wanted to go after Nazis. Then it was, well, the West is encroaching on me. I need to show my strength. And then it was, but I've dreamed since I was a youngster to rebuild the Soviet Union because it was the greatest disaster of my life. Pick which one you think it is.
Maybe he'll just come to the conclusion he's just a murderer.
I think he knows that.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with somebody who is that, they don't care about another body.
Yeah, exactly.
And that,
all the killing, it does not bother him. Obviously. I mean, he's just throwing his people out there, man.
You know, what did Stalin say? The death of one is a tragedy. The death of a million, that's a statistic. Because you don't know a million. You know the one.
Right.
And that's the way he looks at it. These people that are over there, he's not sending his best forces, his Spetsnaz, and those people are way back. They sent some early, and they got creamed, and they realized it was going to be a slog. He's not wasting them. He's gambling you'll run out of bullets or men before he runs out of bullets and men.
Right.
Because he knows he's not going to. And we're not going to go to the mat as far as big trade wars and embargoes and all this kind of stuff on, the countries that we would really have to go after. And like you said, India's a big deal. We've already kind of done that, but it's not because we have too much stuff there, like pharmaceuticals and things that we get from them that it's just.
And keeping China at bay.
And that's our buffer. That's our buffer, So, and, I would remind him, too. He's like, you're worried about NATO? Yeah, I'm worried about NATO. So your goal is to overthrow Ukraine so you're right next to a country that's in NATO. Is that your goal? Your goal was you were worried about NATO coming to you, so instead you went to NATO. And the way that he would like to, his dream is to take over Ukraine and install, a puppet. That's the dream. And that isn't going to happen. That isn't. I mean, and I don't think the West is going to allow that to happen either because that also puts them closer to to NATO. But nobody's winning this. At the end of the day, Ukraine survived and they didn't get, trucked like they could have. They could have been boat raced had the world not stepped up. But you got to look for an off-ramp. Just as much as Putin does, you have to look for an off-ramp. But right now, he's got no reason to. I want to see what the world would do, though, if they really had a breakout and started their way to Kyiv. And you're like, oh, they're going to Kyiv now. They're not going to, this isn't going to be stopped. What does that look like? And Poland's just itching for a fight. Come on, just come across. Just come on, just do it. I'm going to kick your butt.
Yeah, I don't think Putin would do that. I don't think he'd mess with Poland.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't mess with Poland. Not right now. They're looking over and they're going, Germany, once we're done with them, we're coming after you.
Yeah.
We owe everybody something.
Just waiting.
Oh, my goodness me. It's going to be interesting, though. So, and a lot of people say, well, Trump is playing checkers, chess while everybody else is playing checkers. He's got his, this is one of those things. He's got his work cut out for him. But I also think he's tempering everybody with, don't expect too much. Right? You guys should really focus on the fact that I'm giving out the honors at the Kennedy Center, even though I don't want to do it. I didn't want to do it.
Susie says I have to.
It's going to make it the greatest ratings in the history. Our new guy for the BLS, who's putting together the BLS numbers, going to make it the greatest ratings of all time. I feel like if the ratings weren't good, he would fire Nielsen. Spoke to Nielsen yesterday. We fixed it. Every house in America watched my show. Trump wants to be, he wants to be the happy authoritarian. He wants that. He wants everybody he wants to be loved. That's why he wants this Nobel Peace Prize. And I would love to see him get it. Because, man, he just wants peace. Because he wants to make money. Guys, you think he just sits there and it's like, come on, guys, we can make a whole bunch of money. Man, it's a crazy world. As far as them taking over D.C., and I'll talk about this a little bit later. The freak out of the left is kind of funny. I mean, it is. It is. He's got every right to do this. Even Bowser's like, yeah, there's problems. Yeah, and the way that they've figured, and the way that they've gone about, because people have questioned their statistics, and it's odd the way that they've done their statistics. And the guy that does it, they suspended him in May. And several reasons, one of which it had something to do, his wife's also a cop, and there was some issues. He had filed a lawsuit, and then within a week, they suspended him, and then it was crazy. But the way that they do stuff, and this is, everybody does, it's like unemployment. Like we always talk about how everybody messes with the numbers. So if you're unemployed and you're on for, was it 52 weeks? Is that as long as you can be on unemployment? I think 52 weeks.
I think it varies by state, actually.
So let's just say you're on for 52 weeks. That's a year. And then you fall off the unemployment rolls. You're no longer on unemployment, but you haven't found a job. You're still unemployed technically, but they don't count you anymore. It's almost like you fell off the earth as far as the number goes. The way that they did it in D.C. that's being questioned is, okay, somebody got shot, but we just put aggravated assault, person went to the hospital. So while it's a felony, it wasn't the kind of thing that they have to report to the FBI. So therefore, the crime numbers, while they did report it, they didn't have to report certain numbers to the FBI, which is why even the union head there's like, yeah, there's no way this is true. There's no way this is true. And I find that fascinating. Not all of it, again, are they down 30%? No. Are they down 15? Maybe. Are they down where they think they are? No, because everybody plays with the numbers. We talk about that all the time. Numbers are easily messed with when you can take out the stuff that you don't want people to see and then try to average it in the way you want. You'd be surprised what you can get. Absolutely. Coming up, more White Woman Wednesday. This one is fantastic. White people, you need to listen to this one, okay? This is extra white today. This one is.
Mayonnaise white?
Oh, I didn't tell. When I come back, guys, you know our love of mayonnaise. I got a story for us about mayonnaise.
All right.
Oh, it's going to be a party, kids. You missing the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. White Woman Wednesday, straight ahead. Chad Benson, Stupid Talk 997.
People's racism stems from jealousy, 100%.
So, where do we start, guys? White people don't dance. We have no rhythm. We're afraid to eat anything spicy because it could be ethnic.
Yeah, and we need to stop celebrating Christmas.
Because it's a pagan holiday. No. Are there a few paganish? Yes. Easter, not even close. I don't know where you got that. Well, my professor at school in gender studies told me, yeah, okay. I love we don't get together. We don't have friends and big cookouts and crowds. We don't know how to dance.
Yeah, I like how she says we're jealous of black people's big cookouts.
Well,
why? Why would
I'm jealous of anybody's cookout if I'm not invited, but it doesn't mean like, hey guys, I'm sorry. I found out that black people they patented cooking out.
These people, man, I'm telling you, she was definitely indoctrinated at Brown.
Yes. It is. I'm probably going to get hate for this, but also white people, we don't get together anymore because we don't know how to get together. Do you guys know that? We don't even know how to. We don't know how to talk. We can't dance. So Italian Americans, but they're Americans. But people of Italian heritage, that doesn't count. No, anybody? I mean, we can go on and on. There's a lot of other people that are, I guess, Caucasians. They don't count. They don't have heritage.
And you have to talk like this.
Yes. Do you think that? I wonder what it's like to be her every day.
I picture her from time to time in the fetal position crying uncontrollably.
Yes.
Whenever she starts having episodes.
Yeah. It is, and it's an episode. I think it's right.
Yeah.
Like something will happen.
Yeah, she'll be manic. I would not be surprised if she's bipolar.
Oh, no way. Of course. You know how she diagnosed it? Probably online.
Yeah.
Like most people do nowadays. Dr. Google. I feel very bipolar.
Dr. Google.
I bet you are. But that is, I'm always fascinated with the thought process where the victim mentality, but you're also making sure that you're trying to be a hero. And like, if I shame all of my people, this makes me somehow good.
Right.
To other people. And the other people like, what are you talking about? Are you jealous of cookouts? That was.
I mean, she's so incredibly racist in her rants.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah. Somebody said go to an AC/DC concert. You'll see how white people gather. Yeah. So Roman Catholics, let me tell you something. You guys got nothing. You don't know how to get together. I've never, so if you go to Ireland, a predominantly white, with a little bit of Pakistani, well, a lot more than that now, but that's predominantly white. Is that a culture or is that just a country without a culture? That's a good question. And I thought everybody wanted us to be the melting pot. We shouldn't have any culture outside of America. Yeah, but it's different because black people don't know how to swim. And it's also your fault.
Yeah. Yeah, that was what we played from her last hour.
Oh, she's great. She's fantastic. We got more of her coming up, among other things. A lot of stuff to get to. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on in D.C., the homelessness. What can they do? What won't they do? Also, audio from Uvalde. And it is heartbreaking. And it is also something that should when I did the story today on my national show, I had a visceral reaction because I played video with it. And I tell you what, it is beyond frustrating. It is just insane. We'll talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. I get hit up all the time on like LinkedIn and things like that for people who want to, like, from India who want to, like a lot of places, Pakistan, because they want to, let me help you grow your podcast downloads and stuff like that. My new favorite one today. Her name is Kath, and her last name is Lean.
Boy, that's original.
Oh, my Lord. That is Kath Lean.
Just click on link.
Long time. One time, long time. That's it. Be same hour every day. Oh, my goodness. Trump took over D.C. I spoke today to one of the reporters over at the Daily Caller. Her name was Ashley Brassfield, and she's out there. And the thing I want to, what's the homeless? Because the homeless thing is the big thing for a lot of people. The crime is bad, but, the homeless thing is a nightmare. And you're not fixing the homeless problem. These are not people that are a paycheck two or behind, and it just went sideways for them. Like, they lost a paycheck. Next thing you know, they're doing meth. That's nothing else I could do, just some meth. No, we know what it is. And everybody's like, they're threatening with jail. Well, that's because we don't have any places, loony bins, mental wards, whatever you want to call them. The way back in the day, there was supposed to be these opportunity to grow neighborhood mental facilities rather than having state hospitals. So neighborhood facilities, smaller areas that and they just never did. Reagan got rid of everything, but there was supposed to be something behind it, and it never came. It never came. The left always makes you think that Reagan, well, he just closed up shop, threw them all out. No, there was supposed to be other things behind it where it was going to be more of a community taking care of people in the community, not shipping people off to somewhere far away to help people get well. But the kind of mental illness that people had comparatively, because you've got this weird world now where, is it drugs and now you're mentally ill because it kind of fried you? Or did you take so many drugs that you've now mentally aren't there? Giving people a new home isn't going to fix this. It isn't. You can hand a new home to all of these people. And let me tell you what's going to happen. They're going to do drugs. They're going to break it up. They're going to steal everything in it. They're going to eventually go back on those streets. We saw that in California. They built one-bedroom apartments. It was supposed to be this amazing thing, right? So they built this one-bedroom, so these giant high-rise, way more expensive to build, too, almost like $850,000, somewhere around in there, per one-bedroom, one-bath. And within days, it was broken. People were loitering. They're doing drugs. It became just all the things. When D.C. was built, the founding fathers looked up and they said, all right, here's the deal. First of all, they always talk about statehood, which makes me laugh. Even Trump brought that up today because they're always talking about, like, well, you know what? We'll make a mistake. You're not making a mistake. It's not going to happen. That's not what that was never the point. The point about D.C. is it's supposed to be neutral. No state has an advantage.
Statehood is ridiculous. We want to straighten the place out. Statehood's ridiculous. It's unacceptable.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Because then it would be a state. And now where are we going to move? We've already got all the states. Is somewhere else? No. They wanted something that was impressive, but not royalty gauche. That was truly the people's house. That the average person could come and represent their state, their municipality there, and that royalty would see that this isn't something that's behind the walls and it's magic and all of this stuff. No, that this is the place where the average person could get to. But when you got to step over people, that ain't cool. It isn't. And they've allowed this to happen. And I always hear we're going to, let's enforce the laws. Let's try this. Enforcing the laws is the most important thing. Trump didn't do anything crazy at the border. He's like, let's just enforce all the laws. You catch somebody, turn around and send them back. And we're not doing anything crazy. You don't need to.
That's all he did the first term, too,
Yeah.
was just enforce the laws on the books.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy's got a gun. He's shooting it in the air, and he's doing cocaine, and he's punching a baby. Well,
defund the police.
How about defund the babies? I didn't know babies fought like that.
Yeah.
But, right, like that's where they went to defund the police. Like I said yesterday, you guys want to play the defund police thing? I'm fine with that. Let's defund the police for the people who don't want it. For the people who do want the police, you keep on your merry business. If you have a problem over here, person, and somebody attacks you, you can call a counselor. There are ways. Look, I've always said we need to modernize policing. There's no doubt we need to absolutely modernize policing. And by doing that, it makes, A, better for the community, better for the police, safer. But if somebody goes and punches a baby, shoots a gun, and does cocaine in front of everybody while he's selling it, and you say, I'm going to let him out on his own recognizance, and I know that's his 28th arrest this afternoon, but you're not enforcing. You're not. That's the frustrating thing. And you see what, when Xi Jinping came here to California, and I don't know what Gavin Newsom did like every kid did when you better pick up your room before your mom gets home, and you stuff everything underneath the bed and you throw it in the closet. Like if she opens the closet, she's going to die because it's all going to collapse on her. That's what he did. So the streets can look great. I'm going to tell you right now, we have the world coming to us next year. The World Cup. The biggest sporting event on earth. It dwarfs the Olympics. It's coming here next year. Do you think our streets are going to be like they are now? No, every city's going to go, okay, hurry up, clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. It should be that way in D.C. all the time. It should. And it's about doing it with dignity, which is a big deal, but also being honest, which people don't like because they don't want to hear. Because when you live in a world of only feelings, that's not going to get you anywhere. Just get you smacked in the face. And it gets that stupid nonsense. We're like, we should defund the police. Just absurd. That is absurd. Well, one police officer was bad. Well, yeah, that happens. So if you have a bad teacher, should we say nobody should go to school ever again? No education.
I'd have gone for that back in the 70s
I know,
and 80s.
I would have as well.
Sounds good to me. Shame.
Shame. Shame. But my friends, I got friends in D.C., and I would talk to them all the time, and they're like, have you ever been to It's like, no, never. But he goes, the homelessness thing in certain areas, it's gross. And it's certain areas, like every big city. There's a certain area or two where what would be the area here besides Naked Roundabout Park here, which is really filling up lately?
There was a park in Belmead that was getting overrun. I mean, people could no longer recreate there because of all of the tents. But it just wasn't. It wasn't just the tents. It was the trash.
Yes.
And in fact, there was a horrible story where a toddler apparently died because the child's parents, were just not right.
Well, like today, you're doing that, thing on because parents do, that's also a big thing. I was telling Pell yesterday, we were watching a video of these people going, I'm the baby's, I'm the pregnant mama's cousin, I'm her sister, I'm her friend, and they're all holding babies that are, and then she came out and
they got balloons under their shirts like they're pregnant.
They're popping them, and then the lady came out who was pregnant, and she was just disgusting. And I thought to myself, man, that kid had no chance.
Right.
It is. And you see that, right? You see like that poor kid so was that kid shot that those meth heads that just got arrested? Is that what happened?
Yeah. They tried to say that it happened in a yard in Paragon Mills, but detectives say they traced their vehicle's GPS and were able to then get a hold of some surveillance footage outside a hotel and saw the father carrying the limp child to a vehicle, which they later found bloody bed sheets in and then meth and a rifle.
Just parenting, man. Sometimes you think there should be a license. There should be a license. Sometimes you wish that family, they have a baby, and the doctor looks at him and goes, no, we're taking this away from you.
Yeah, there is one story that I covered in Tulsa. I was kind of the roving reporter there for KVOO radio, and I would go to the shootings, the house fires and all of that. And went to a house fire one time, and there was a lot of people standing out around. There was this she was a girl holding a baby, maybe 17 years old, and it's cute little baby. And, reporters are standing there among the other, sightseers, if you will, the gawkers. And I said, that sure is a cute little baby you have. And she says, you can have the little MFer if you want. And
she was serious.
And she was dead serious. And I just thought, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, and over the years, I have wondered what has become of that child.
Outside of a miracle, probably jail.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, it's the sad truth of so many things. Parenting is the most important job you will ever do, right? And at the same time, it is it's a job where too many idiots have kids.
Yeah.
And the cycle is easy to repeat.
And it does.
It does.
It just keeps happening.
Oh, completely keeps every one of you listening right now has been somewhere, and you've been at a Target, probably a Walmart, or somewhere like that, Dollar General, or just walking down the street, and you've seen a couple or somebody with their kids, and you go, that kid has no chance. No chance. And you don't want it to be true, but it's true. You're looking at that kid who may be 2 or 3, and, you're thinking to themselves, this is the best it's going to get for you right now, barring a miracle. And that's a sad thing. It is. It is. And that's the way I feel like the homeless, like the homeless shelter over here that we went and did that thing.
The Nashville Rescue Mission.
Nashville Rescue Mission. And you talk to people and they got kids and stuff. And you think to yourself, this is no place for a kid. And a lot of times it's because, especially moms, they stayed with a guy who's the worst human being on earth. And he hits her and then they're not escaping. And their life is, it's hell. Shouldn't be that way. But it is. It is. Yeah, that Asheville Rescue Mission, they do God's work over there, kids.
They do, man. I love the portion of it that they've opened it for just moms and their kids.
Yes.
I think that's great. That's
Absolutely.
a great organization to give to if you're looking for somebody.
Yeah, and they take in dogs, too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so because a lot of the homeless people will not accept help if they have to leave their pet outside.
And because if you're homeless, especially if you've got, maybe you suffer with PTSD, you're not a hardcore druggie, you may drink or stuff, but it's a chronic thing where you go and you're super bipolar probably and all this stuff. You need that dog is your companion in everything.
It's your family.
It's probably the only family you have in many ways. And it's sad. So you got to do, like Trump needs to do this, but he needs to do it with dignity. And you do it with dignity and you try and you show people, look, we can't have this. And we got to take money out of the equation because there's no way somebody should be drawing $500,000 to $1 million salary at a nonprofit while they have zero results. Zero results. All right, coming up, we got more fun. We'll talk. I think Trump's going to do something with weed. So we'll see what that's
He's going to smoke it? Drink it?
No. He doesn't. He's like me. He's a teetotaler.
Oh, that's right.
He's a teetotaler, but I don't think he cares that you do. We'll talk a little bit about that straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. The top stories. We've got them in 3D Technicolor. Do you know that? So yesterday, you guys said, "Hey, I heard a commercial about mayonnaise."
Yeah.
I said, "You did what?" I said, "Yeah." So I go downstairs to our big sales guy. I said, "Dave, I don't know if you're aware of this. Mayonnaise is the official condiment of the Chad Benson Show." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You guys still talking about mayonnaise from the other day?" I said, "We've been talking about mayonnaise since the day we were born." And he goes, "Oh, really?" And I said, "You need to hook this up." And he goes, "You know what? You guys are probably right." So I said, "I mean, we'll take shirts and all the mayonnaise you can handle.
You bet.
It'll be awesome. It'll be," and he goes, "You know what? Let me see what I can do." Because nobody can sell mayonnaise like we can.
You know what my snack was Friday night?
What?
This is going to be weird. I eat weird things.
Tell me more.
Little beef chips, like these little salami circles.
Yeah?
A little square of cheddar cheese, and I dipped them in mayonnaise.
That's what God wants right there, kids.
Ate an entire bowl of it.
Whew, by the way, my buddy, Jim Kennedy Institute of Public Policy Research, he just texted me, sent me a story. Stephen Miller's wife, did you see this? Says mayonnaise is the only condiment he will eat. Probably because it's white, but still. Can't believe he said that. I mean, it was probably true, but still. Coming up, hour number 3 of the program. It's the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.